Hi, welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to continue the Advanced Logic Starters, which is a second pack from the top that comes with the app, and do the next one, which is 19. Um, and this one, usually when I start, I would choose a spot and try to work in that area as much as I can before I move on. But and sometimes I would just try to find the easy ones. Um, I would go all over the place before I really start to dig in. So in this particular board, because there's so much given, I think that's what I would do. I would choose the latter method, which is I'm gonna go all over the place and try to find as many of these simple ones as I can before I really get into it and then dig in. Um, so I will start. And when I say simple ones, I mean the ones that I can find, just like the basic logic puzzles, where you don't need to use this single space cursor, right? You finish the whole thing just using the 3 by 3. So finding the easy ones, meaning just that trying to find as many as I can with the 3 by 3. Um, and if you haven't done so, please check out my other tutorials, and um, I'm going to reference from them too. So um, if once I start explaining, and if whatever that I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, um, or you have trouble understanding it, then yes, please go back and catch those tutorials. Especially the number 9, which I just recently uploaded, um, because that has to do with the diagonal numbers and the overlapping spaces. And especially the overlapping spaces, you will see so many of those in the more difficult ones. So I cannot emphasize the importance of that, the overlapping spaces. And although that the tutorial number 9 covers the overlapping spaces between the two numbers in the diagonal alignment, uh, whether they're in that diagonal alignment or not, the same concept will apply. So please make sure to understand that um, before you watch this video. Okay. In the meantime, let's see where I am. Okay. Okay. Make sure to check your progress every now and then. Also, this is actually coming from my wife, how I speak too fast in my videos, and I'm always like rushing, which is absolutely true. Um, but that's only because if I don't, then the video gets way too long. Um, I mean, I guess sometimes I do like kind of like over explain things, but um, I figure it's better that I overdo it so that you'll understand, right? But the drawback is, yeah, again, the video is just way too long, and now that the puzzles are getting bigger, that means it's gonna take even more time, even longer time. Um, so that's why I was always rushing. But then, you could always, fast forward. So I guess I'll try to slow down a bit. Um, okay, so now we have this space here is enclosed, right? So I'm going to work in this area. Um, yes, okay, so this is first time we're seeing this, right? The diagonal 6 and 4, right? And the overlapping space, right? So this is in the tutorial number 9, so please check that out if you didn't understand what I just did. Okay, so here too, there's a overlapping area between the 3 and the 8, right? They're not really they're not aligned diagonally, but the same concept will apply. So the overlapping space, um, these two, right? Between the 8 and the 3, right? And we're going to see if that one more black space needed to complete the 3 will land in one of the two overlapping spaces. To find out, we're going to move the cursor back to the larger number, which is the 8, and we're going to fill in all the empty spaces, non-overlapping, right? Uh, and we're going to fill in those non-overlapping empty spaces with black spaces like that, and then we will analyze. So yes, we could tell that to complete the 8, we do need one more black space in one of the two spaces. So that means the one more black space needed to complete the 3 will actually be in one of the two overlapping spaces. So once that condition is met, then for the 3, right, we actually found the third one right in here. So the rest of these will all turn into gray spaces, thereby partially completing the 3, right? Okay, so yes, even though the numbers weren't in the diagonal position, the same concept of using that overlapping space was the same. Okay, um, so I will explain just one more um, with the overlapping space, and then after this, I'm just going to just reference it just briefly. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the 3 and the 4, right? And one more space, black space needed to complete the 3. We'll have to find out whether that will be in one of the 3 overlapping spaces, right? So we're gonna move back to the 4 and the non-overlapping space, right, which are 3 here. We're going to fill up those with black spaces, okay? And then we find that one more black space needed to complete the 4 has to be in one of the 3 spaces, which is the one of the 3 spaces shared between 3 and the 4, right? So that condition meets for the 3, right? One more black space needed to complete the 3 will be in one of the 3 overlapping space between the 3 and the 4, right? So the other open space will become gray, and we've partially completed the 3. Okay. Um, 7 and 7, same numbers, right? Okay, 7 and 5. Okay, 7 and 6, difference of 1. Okay, let's do 4 and 4, right? Same number. We could do difference of 3, 6 and 3, right? 8 and 5. The 4 and 2. Okay. So now let's do Okay, I guess I'll start from this corner. Okay, so 8 and 7. Okay, one more black space needed to complete the 5, right? Will be one of the two, right? So that means one of the two is a black space. I'm sorry, okay. One of the two, that means the other one is a gray space, right? One gray, so we've completed the 8, partially completed the 8, right? One black space here, 5 and 4, right? That, 4 and 2. The same numbers, 4 and 4. The same numbers, 7 and 7. Difference of 2, 6 and 4. Okay, I'm just gonna move up here, 8 and 5. 5 and 3. Oh, okay, this difference of 2, 8 and 6. Right? 3 and 6 diagonal numbers, right? 2 shared spaces. Okay, so it becomes that. Okay. Um, Same thing. 2 under 6 diagonal numbers. Right? Right. Difference of 1, 4 and 3. 6 and 5. Okay, let's do it here. Same numbers, 3 and 3. Same numbers, 4 and 4. And if you didn't understand, if you don't understand any of these, let's say you did watch the other tutorials and you still have a little trouble really comprehending what I am doing, 3 and 3, then please leave your question in the comment section below. Okay, one more black space needed to complete the 6. Be one of the two that will partially complete the 2 as well, right? So 1 and the second one in here, so like that, right? Okay, 7 and 5. 4 and 2, difference of 2. Let's see, okay. A shared space with 7, 7 and the 4, right? So these two spaces. So one more black space needed to complete the 4 will be in one of the two spaces, right? To complete the 7 like that. And that one more black space will partially complete the 4 as well, right? Oops. Okay, one more black space needed to complete the 6 will also complete the 2 like that. Okay, same numbers, 5 and 5. difference of 2. Um, okay, I see one here. Maybe I don't have to do it this way, but I think I will because I want to explain this. So let's look at the 2 here and the 3 and 1, difference of 2. Okay. Um, so to complete the 3 and 1, I need to have at least 2 black spaces in 2 of the 3 uh, spaces. So I will call that the bottom row. So bottom row must have at least 2 black spaces, right? Um, but in 2 spaces here, I could have only 1 black space in one of the 2 spaces here because of the 2, right? Since I need to have at least 2 black spaces and I could have only 1 black space in one of the 2 spaces here, that means this one has to be a black space, right? Okay, so, and then second one in here, that will partially complete the 2, right? 1 here and the second one. And that means I have difference of 2, 3 and 1, right? And 2 black spaces in the bottom row. So the top row becomes all gray, right? Okay, so this one did have to do with the shared space, but it was, I guess, a little bit different. Um, and you will see plenty of those as well in the more difficult puzzles. Um, okay, I think, okay, let's do another one here. 2 and the 5. 2 and the 5, 2 spaces overlapping with 2 and the 5, right? So the one more black space needed to complete the 2 has to be in one of the 2 overlapping spaces. So that will partially complete the 2 like that. Okay, so there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4. So this one is the 5th one to complete the 5. Okay, 6 and 5. Right. 2 and 1, difference of 1. Okay, I think I don't really see anything right now, so um, let me just move up. Okay, let's go up here. So 8 and 5, difference of 3, right? Difference of 2, 6 and 4, and difference of 2 again, now going vertically, like that. Difference of 2, right? We could do that. Okay, I'm gonna go way up here. 3 and 6. Okay, 5 and 7. Okay, diagonal numbers with, yeah, if you follow my tutorials. Number 9, right? The area surrounding the larger number, there's a gray space, right? And then area surrounding the smaller number, you have 2 black spaces. So 2 black spaces for the small number means 5 will become 3, right? I guess 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 gray space, and the area surrounding the larger number means this will become 7 plus 1. So instead of the 7 and 5, now you have 8 and 3, right? So you have diagonal numbers. You have diagonal numbers with difference of 5, 8 and 3. So you will fill in all the empty spaces surrounding the larger number. There's only one here with black, and the empty spaces surrounding the smaller number, you have 3 here with gray. Okay, so that's another way to approach it. Yes, it's all in there, so please go check it out if you didn't understand that. It's the same reason 2 under 6, right? So, yeah, 4 under 3, okay, 5, 5. Okay, so, okay, 4 and 3, right? I could do that. 4 and 3 this way. Okay, 4 and 4, same numbers. Okay, difference of 1, 6 and 5. Difference of 2, 5 and 3. 4 and 3, difference of 1, right? Okay, there's another nice one here. Very similar to the other previous example. Difference of 2, 5, and 3, I need to have at least 2 black spaces up here, but I could have only 1 black space in one of the 2 spaces because of the 4. So this one has to become a black space, right? And having 1 black space in here will partially complete the 4, and 2 black spaces, and difference of 2 means in the bottom row becomes all gray, right? 4 and 3. Difference of 1. Difference of 1. Difference of 2. 4 and 2. 3 and 2. 5 and 3 going this way, right? Difference of 3, right? 5 and 3 going vertically, so like that. Same numbers, 4 and 4, right? 4 and 3 going this way. Okay, so I think I can move up now. Let's go back. Yeah, 3 and 3, same numbers, right? Same numbers. Difference of 1, 8 and 7, right? So I could do that. Um, difference of 2, 8 and 6. Uh, 5 and 4, difference of 1. Okay, I'm going to, okay, let's do 5 and 3, difference of 2. Difference of 1, 6 and 5. Um, okay, so the shared space between a 6 and the 7, this and that, 2 spaces here, right? So one more black space needed to complete the 6 has to be in one of the 2 overlapping spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth one is in here, so that will complete this 6, partially completed, right? And having one more black space in here will partially complete the 7. Okay. Um, let's do the difference of 3, right? 7 and 4. 8 and 6. So I could do that. 7 and 5. Okay. 4 and 3. Difference of 1. 3 and 2. let's do 2 and 7. Yeah, if you remember like the beginning of the tutorial number 9, I talk about the 2 and the 7, right? Diagonal numbers, difference of 5, like how many times do you actually see it, right? I think this is the first time we saw it, right? Probably the only one. Um, so this is good to know, but then they're really not that practical. And that is the reason why you have to really understand the two numbers when the difference is not 5, and how you could use the deviation of that concept to apply it. And again, even when the difference is not really 5. Um, okay, so where was I? Let's go. Should I go all the way up? Or should I come back down? Let's try to, yeah, let's try to work in this area. 8 and 7, right? Okay, one more black space needed to complete the 7, right? We'll partially complete the 5 as well, right? Um, 7 and 4, right? Difference of 3. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to come back to this area here. I don't see too many. Maybe I just, it's just me. Maybe I can't find it for now, but it's okay. We'll come back. Um, so 2 and 5. This is one of the ones that are kind of hard to see. 2 and 5, right? So it's the same concept. Diagonal numbers, right? And two overlapping spaces, right? And yes, one more black space needed to complete the 2 will be in one of the two overlapping spaces with the 2 and the 5. So that will partially complete the 2, right? One of them is here, so to finish off the 5, this remaining empty space has to be a black space. So for the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one of the two spaces, right? Okay. Okay, 5 and 4, right? So I could do that. Section 4, difference of 2. Four and three. Oops. 4 and 3. Right. 4 and 3 going this way now. Okay, so I need to work in this area now that it's enclosed. Yeah. Okay. I didn't really see anything before, but so I'm gonna have to. Oh, okay, here. Um, yeah, sometimes these, I mean, they may seem simple, but these are kind of hard to see as well. So 2 and 1, right? Difference of 1, right? Um, do that, and then 2 and 1 going this way. Oops. 4 and 3, same numbers. Okay, one of them is a black space because of the 1, right? Because of this, so to complete the 3, this one has to be a black space, right? And one more black space in here will complete the 1, right? Okay, this one is also kind of hard to see, but so I will explain. That I see two ways to do it, so I will explain both of them. The first one is 3 and 4, this way, going this way, right? So the overlapping space, oops, yes, right, between the two numbers. and um, yeah, the three black spaces needed to complete this three. All three have to be in this area, right? So to find out, you move it to the 4, right? And fill out all the empty spaces that are not overlapping with black space, like this. So I would still need 3 more black spaces to complete the 4, and those 3 black spaces, right, are the ones that I need to complete the 3, and they are all on the overlapping area. This is super confusing for me when I'm trying to speak about it. So that will partially complete the 3 like that. Okay. So same numbers, same numbers, 4 and 4 this way. Okay. Diagonal 2 and 5. Okay. Okay. 2 and 1. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to explain one more way with the diagonals before, but I forgot about it. But then I see the same one here, exact same pattern. So that's the um, two numbers, 4 and 5. Right? You will actually see many of this type of layout. Well, 5, you have 5 against like 3 gray. So if you look at the 4, right, I need 3 more black spaces to complete the 4, right? And we need to find out whether those 3 spaces have to be in the overlapping area, right? So move it to 5, fill in the other empty spaces, non-overlapping empty spaces, and then we'll take a look. So to complete the 5, yes, I do need 3 more black spaces in this area. So that means to complete the 4, the 3 black spaces I need have to be in this overlapping area, right? So that condition is met, right? So that will partially complete the 4 this way, partially complete the 5 that way, right? Um, okay, so that is that. We still have, wow, we still have much to do. Um, let's look at the 7. Okay, 7 and the 5, I need 2 black spaces in the bottom row. Because of the 3, I could have only 1, so that means this one is a black space. That will partially complete the 3, right? And it's difference of 2 with 2 black spaces in the bottom row. So I'm gonna have 3 black spaces, gray spaces in the top row. 2 same numbers. 7 and 5. Okay, one more black space for the 5, right? We'll also partially complete the 1, right? Okay, so this one, okay, I tried to explain this in my previous tutorial, right? So 4 and 7, even though this is 4 and 7, because of the 2 black spaces surrounding the 4 in the non-overlapping area, this actually becomes 2 in my head. So now I'm looking at, instead of 7 and the 4, I'm actually looking at 7 and the 2, right? That actually goes in my head. Until now, I've been explaining about how we need to find out whether that one more black space needed to complete the 4. Well, will that be in this overlapping area? Go to the 7, fill in this, analyze, right? But I'm just explaining that so that you could understand. But when I'm doing it in my head, uh, this is actually what's going on, right? Because of the 2 black spaces, I'm looking at 7 and the 2 this way. oh, okay, so if I'm looking at 7 and the 2, difference of 5, and I know exactly what to do, right? Just surround the larger number with black spaces and the lower number with gray spaces, right? In fact, while I was doing it, I just saw uh, another set going this way now, right? 4 and the 7, right? Same thing, right? Because of the two black spaces, in my head, this is 7 and 2. Okay, so diagonal numbers with difference of 5, then I could do that. And whatever that's surrounding the 4, all the empty space, becomes gray. Uh, so yeah, if you don't really, I mean, I guess in the beginning, uh, how I was doing it, right? Like to find out whether that um, those black spaces needed to complete a smaller number, whether that's going to be those will be in the overlapping area or not. Um, that's how you should approach it, right, in the beginning, because that's what I did too. But then as I've done more and more, and I'm getting used to it, um, and then I started doing what I was just explaining here, right? How the 4 actually becomes 2 in my head, right? So I never really tried to like work on that, right? It just came because I've been, spending so much time on this. So I think that's going to be the same for you as well, right? You don't have to try to, make that into a 2 or whatever, right? You don't have to think of it in a complicated way. Um, but I think as you spend more time, again, yes, I guarantee that that'll come to you as well. But I just thought I would share what goes inside my head, what I'm thinking when I'm doing it, right? Um, okay, so let's see where I am. Okay, I guess we could do, yeah, right? 3 and 2, I could do that. 4 and 3, going, right? I could do that. Didn't do much. Same numbers, 5 and 5. Okay, that still doesn't do much. Okay, let's do the same numbers. Oh, I have that too. 8 and 5. Okay, 6 and 5. Um, 6 and 4, right? 5 and 4. 6 and 4, difference of 2. Okay, one more black space needed to complete this 3, right? Will be one of the 2 that will partially complete this 3, right? So one of the 2 is a black space, second one and the third one. So these will turn into gray like that, right? Um, okay, difference of 2, 6 and 4 this way. 6 and 4, difference of 2 this way. Okay. Okay, I'm actually I'm having a hard time looking for the next one. Let's see. Yeah, even though this one is what medium plus, sometimes something. Yeah, this could get really difficult as well. Um, so I don't want you to be misled by the that difficulty thing, right? That's really not accurate. I don't think. Um, and it's also I think it's very subjective as well. And in the meantime, I can't find my next move. Oh, okay. So I do see one here, 7 and 5, right? So let's see how much that will help us. Not too much, right? Okay. Not none here. Okay, what I'm going to do, if it's going to take any longer, then I'm just gonna give myself like I guess a couple more minutes. And if I can't find it right away, then I will probably um, pause the video only because I don't want this to become like too long. And then I will come back to it. Oh, okay. So make sure to check for any errors. Oh, okay. I see one here. This is. Um, I was going to make a separate tutorial on this one. So let's look at 5 and 4, right? Because of the one black space, I need to have two black spaces in the bottom row, right? Um, and because of the 6 and 4, right? Difference of two, the most number of black spaces I could have in this bottom row is actually one, right? I could have only one black space, right? Um, that is only when you have three black spaces on the top, one more black space. Okay, so and let's go back to the 5 and 4. Two, right? For this, because of the one black space, I need to have two black spaces, but I could have only one black space in one of the two spaces because of the 6 and 4, right? And that's only if all three down here are black spaces, right? So that means one of them is a black space. That means this one has to be a black space as well, right? And I have the second black space in one of the two spaces, right? So that means to have one black space in this row, I need to have three black spaces up there. Since one of them is a black space, this one is a gray space, right? So this one is very, very hard to spot, um, but they're there. Okay. Um, okay, I thought that would actually help us, but not really. Okay, so I have a same one here, right? So let's look at the 5 and 4. Um, right? So looking at now, same thing as before, right? Difference of one. Now we're looking at it from right to left. I have one black space here, so I need to have at least, no, I need to have, yes, at least two black spaces in this column, right? And I could have only two black spaces because of the one, right? Since I could have only one here, so this one has to be a black space, and that will partially complete the one like that, right? Since I have two black spaces, I could have only one black space in the left column, right? So it becomes that. Okay. Yeah, so that's also very, very hard to spot. And yeah, just I was just wondering why I was having such a hard time, just a few minutes ago, right? I'm trying to look for the next clue um, because of those like difficult ones, right? So again, this is a very difficult piece, I realize. Okay, 3 and 2, right? Okay, 3 and 7, no, because of this black space. To me, this is actually 2 and 7 in my head, right? Difference of 5, right? Diagonal numbers. So all that becomes black and this one becomes gray, right? Um, okay, so this is 4 and 5, diagonal numbers, okay? So one more space needed to complete the 4 will be in one of the 3 spaces shared with 4 and 5, right? So again, now when I'm doing this, um, yeah, this is actually, to me, this is 2 and 7. 2 and 7. This becomes 2 because of that. This becomes 7 because of the 2. Right? If you have 7 and the 2, 7 and 2, then you fill in all the empty spaces surrounding the 7 with black, and empty spaces surrounding the smaller number 2 with gray, right? Okay, 5 and 4, right? Yeah, 3 and 1, do that. This is yeah, this is not easy at all. Don't underestimate these medium plus. Um, and I really thought by doing some things here, I thought that would actually um, help us to move on. But it's not that simple, is it? So one more black space, right, in this top row to complete the 7, right? So that means we've partially completed the success well, right? Because we know that one more will be in one of the 3 spaces, right? Um, okay, 8 and 7, right? Okay, 7 and 5. I think I mentioned about, remember how we talked about where the 5 was against the 3 gray spaces? So we have the same layout again, 7 and 5. The 5, right, against the 3 gray spaces, 7, right? There are 4 black spaces already, so I need to find, oops, um, 4, 5, 6. One more black space needed to find the 7, to complete the 7, right? And find out whether that's going to be in one of the 2 overlapping spaces between 7 and the 5, and it does. So that will partially complete the 5, okay? Um, and that means one for the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th one is in here, right? So that will also complete the 7 like that, okay? Um, oops, same numbers, 4 and 4, so we could do that. Um, yeah, this one too. Maybe, okay, I could do it this way. 3 and 3, same numbers, I could do that. Oh, I was gonna do, looking at the 4 and the 6, oops, 4 and the 6, okay, yeah, so this is the classic diagonal numbers with overlapping spaces. Um, so it becomes that, okay? Again, that is actually, that was the main part of the tutorial number 9, so it's all in there. Um, okay, and let's see, we have, Okay, one more space needed to complete the 5 right in here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So we've partially completed the 3, right? 1, 2, and the third one in there. Okay. Okay, so the shared space were 6 and 8, right? One more black space, meaning one of them is a gray space. So that will partially complete the 8, right? Same numbers, 4 and 4, right? I could do that. 5 and 4 this way. Okay, I wanted to finish off here. Um, okay, so we're gonna look at the 5 and the 8. Even though it's 5 and the 8, to me, this is actually 3 because of the 2 black spaces surrounding the 5. So I'm actually looking 8 and the 3. Difference of 5, right? Diagonal numbers. So I will fill in the rest of the open space surrounding the large one with the black space, and the rest of the open space surrounding the smaller number with gray, because we have 8 and the 3, right? That's what goes in my head. Okay, oh, same thing, 3 and the 5, diagonal numbers with the overlapping space between them. Um, oh, okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, okay, so that was fun. It was not easy, definitely not easy. Um, Especially I think the upper left part was very tricky. So that's it. If you're still with me, thank you so much. Um, and also please check out my other videos, especially the tutorials 1 through 9. Um, so that will come very handy, especially the number 9. Yeah, I cannot stress that enough, as I already mentioned. So thank you again, and I will see you when I do the next one, which is the 20. Okay, so thank you again. Bye.